This is the 2019 question 18 part B on payslips. Mary's position with Ryanair earns her a monthly wage of $7,000 and she earned overtime of $600 in May. She pays PRSI at a rate of 40% and has a monthly tax credit of $275. She pays PRSI at 4% and USC at 5.5%. Using the details below, complete Mary's payslip for the 31st of the 5th, 2015. So the first thing we'll do is we'll insert the information. This payslip is for the 31st of May 2019. So that's the first thing we will insert into the payslip template. Okay, so then we look for other information that we already know. In the question, it mentioned that Mary earned a monthly wage of $7,000. So in the basic wage, we'll insert $7,000. It also told us she earned some overtime at €600 in May. So then we'll put in under overtime €600. It also goes on to tell us the rest of the information. Before we work out deductions, we must work out what gross pay is. Gross pay is any basic wage plus overtime. So what we do is you add them together, and I'd advise you add them together at home with me, and that gives us $7,600 as our gross pay. The next piece of information it tells us is that she pays PAYE at a rate of 40%. Okay, so we see the box for PAYE, but we'll need to work this out. So here we have the PAYE working box. So to work out PAYE, it's always gross pay multiplied by the rate of tax. In this case, gross pay is 7,600, which we know we've already calculated, multiplied by the rate of tax. And the rate of tax, or the rate of PAYE, is 40%. So I encourage you now to work that out. And when you do work it out, you should get 3,040 as your answer. So we can't fill this in just yet because we have additional information to tell us there's a monthly tax credit of $275. So a tax credit is like a discount on tax. So that means it's a reduction of the tax that Mary is going to pay. So the reduction or tax credit in this case is €275. So I advise you then to subtract that away. And when you do, you'll get the tax of $2,765, and that is what she will pay in PAYE. So we will now insert that into the box, $2,765, and that's what she earns, or that's what she pays in PAYE. The next part of the information, she pays PRSI at 4%. So PRSI working box here, and then we'll put in our solution. So how you work out PRSI is again gross pay multiplied by the rate, and in this case it's again 7,600 multiplied by the PRSI rate, which is 4%. And again, I encourage you to work that out. And when you do, you get an answer of 304. And we can put this in up here. So she pays PRSI of 304. The next piece of information, it tells us USC, US Universal Social Charge at 5%. And we have our solution here, and we'll have to do our workings here. So again, it is gross pay multiplied by the USC percent. So gross pay, as we know, is 7,600. We have that worked out already. And then the USC charge is 5.5%. So I'm going to advise you now to work that out yourself. And when you work that out, you'll get 418. So she pays €418 in USC charge. The next part of this now, we've filled in all the information that we can. Ultimately, we need to find out the end net pay. So I advise you next to add up your deductions. So you're going to add up the 2,765, the 304 and the 418. And when you add those three deductions together, you will get €3,487 in total deductions. So that's all your deductions that Mary has to pay. The final part of this is we need to work out net pay. So how do we get net pay? The formula is this: gross pay, take away total deductions. So the gross pay, take away our total deductions. So we'll work it out here. Okay, or maybe do it down below. So 7,600, which was our gross pay, to take away our total deductions of 3,487. So I advise you to subtract this away, and when you do, you get 4,113 euro. So that means her net pay is 4,113 euro.